What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotics, bringing you our Part 1 movie series for the IPL. Today we are facing off against 4 opponents. We are doing the first half of the regular season and then the second half of the regular season, just like that. And we'll see how it all goes down. Now, obviously, the plan is to go out there and do our best, and I think we have a really good team compared to a lot of the others in the league. We are going up against a couple of really strong teams, but for now, we'll just take a look and see exactly how we do. So our first game is going to be against Dolphin Squared, coach of the Red Spark Vikavolt. He's got a team of Zygarde, Brazimus, Tangros, Primarina, Mandibuzz, Bronzong, Electivire, Megalopony, Nihilego Wazimus, Darmanitan, Slurpuff, and Mismagius. Now basically the team I brought a Life Orb, Nidoking with Sheer Force, obviously. We have Sludge Wave, Ice Beam, Earth Power, Flamethrower. We have an Agua Berry Tapu Fini meant to handle the Darmanitan. We can take, I believe, 5 Flare Blitz from that thing before we die, which is incredible. We have Ice Beam, Surf, Taunt, and Toxic. We have Taunt because I believe the Bronzong is going to be coming in a lot against us, and we want to be able to stop the thing from getting rocks. We then have our Mega Scizor here, which is a very impish nature. It's an impish nature. It's a very defensive spread. It's got max HP, a ton of defense. I can't remember exactly what it's for. I believe it's so we could live a couple thousand arrows from the Zygarde. I could be wrong. I think that's it, honestly. But we have U-Turn, Bullet Punch, Roost, and we have Tailwind, actually, because I am very afraid of the Nihilego potentially getting up speed. I'm also kind of afraid of the Mandibuzz setting up a Tailwind, too. Those both can be kind of scary. We then have our Haralucha here, which is Misty Seed this week, Acrobatics, High Jump Kick, Swords Dance, and we have U-Turn, because I want to be able to kind of scare a lot of his Pokemon out, and you never know what could happen with that. We actually have no speed investment at all. We don't need any, because his fastest Pokemon I expect to be Scarfed. We don't need any speed investment, outspeed at +2. I believe it's the Nihilego. A Scarf Nihilego is not outsped by a +2 Haralucha with no investment. So, yeah, we then have our Celebi here, which is Natural Cure, obviously, leftovers. More calm nature, very specially defensive, meant to handle things like the Nihilego, specifically like the potential Electivire. We also have things, I definitely want to handle the Primarina because that thing is so strong, and this is the only reason why I brought the Celebi, because of that Primarina. And then we have our Dragonium Z Dragon Dance Salamence, enough speed to outspeed those base 95s that he's got on his team. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into this replay. So, our opponent's got a Darmanitan. I lead off with my Dolphin Squared, my Tapu Fini. He goes to the U-turn here. I believe I'm just going to fire off the Surf, and we do a decent amount of damage to the Bronzong. He has the leftovers. I'm just going to fire off a Taunt here so it doesn't get up his rocks on me, because rocks are kind of annoying. And he goes to the Gyro Ball, which is okay. It does only 50%. And I'm going to switch out to my Scizor here, as he's going to go for the Zen Headbutt. And I don't know what he's trying to do, but I'm going to just Mega Evolve here, and I believe I go for the U-turn, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to Mega Evolve, I'm going to click the U-turn, and we're going to do about 20% to the Mandibuzz, and I go into King James, my Nidoking, and I'm going to click the Ice Beam. And Ice Beam does a really good chunk of damage to this thing, and he goes for the Tailwind of his own. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. He brought the same tech as I did. He goes to the U-turn now, and he's going to go to his Electivire, as I actually clicked the Sludge Wave, predicting the switch. And he's going to now go into his Electivire, and he's going to click the Earthquake as I go into my Celebi. This is my best answer to this thing, unless it has the Signal Beam. But it has Ice Punch, and Ice Punch will do a decent chunk of damage as I go for the U-turn, and I switch out now into my Salamence here, which is obviously going to scare him as the Tailwind peters out. I'm going to go for the Dragon Claw on the Bronzong, which does absolutely nothing. But that's okay by me. I just want to get some damage to scare that thing out, as he's going to be able to go for the Zen Headbutt on my Nidoking, so great play on his part. And now I'm going to be able to go for the Flamethrower, do a decent chunk of damage to the Bronzong, as he just goes ahead and goes for the Earthquake and finishes us off. So unfortunately we pick up the first death of the season for us before the first kill, but that's okay. As he switches out into his Darmanitan, and I go for the U-turn, and I do about a quarter of the damage to the Darmanitan. As I go into my Tapu Fini, and I'm going to click the Surf here as he goes for the U-turn, and it goes into his Electivire, and right there we take up the first kill, and it is our Dolphin Squared, our Tapu Fini. He's going to now double switch into his Darmanitan as I switch out into my Scizor, as that was a really good play because of the incoming Nihilego. So I switch back into my Tapu Fini as he goes straight for the Flare Blitz. So good play on his part, and we can live another one, which is awesome. He's going to switch out now into his Mandibuzz. I'm going to go for the Surf, and we pick up yet another kill with Tapu Fini. So it's 2 kills already for Fini, and when it's a very defensive Pokemon. I'm going to go for the Taunt now on the Bronzong, as he's going to go for the Gyro Ball, knocking us into Agua Berry range, and we get back up 50% health. And at this point here, I can go for the Surf, chip it down, and one more Surf should be able to take this thing out, and we should do that in the next turn. So I go for the Surf again, and that's 3 kills now for Tapu Fini, when it was a completely defensive Pokemon. That's awesome. He goes into winning his Nihilego, and he switches out into his Zygarde as I go into my Scizor, so great play on his part. He goes to the Dragon Dance. I'm going to go for the U-turn, and I don't know what he wants to do, but I'm going to go straight into my Tapu Fini because we can live any hit he wants to go for. He goes to the 1,000 Arrows. We live that hit. Not well, but we live it. And we go for the Ice Beam as the Yachi Berry pops off, which is so unfortunate, but at this point, Tapu Fini has to go down. that's fine by me. I can now go into my Hawlucha. I have the Misty Seed up. I'm going to go for the, I believe the High Jump Kick here. Yeah, the Acrobatics here, actually. And that'll take out the Zygarde. So Extreme Speed does about 50%. I go for the High Jump Kick now, and we miss it, unfortunately. And that, guys, is going to really screw us over. It's going to make things very tough because he gets the +1 speed from the Hawlucha, from the kill, from the Beast Boost. And I go for the, I believe the Bullet Punch here, because I didn't think he was going to be Scarfed. But that pretty much confirms me that he actually is Scarfed. So he's going to go for the Flare Blitz now, taking out our Onion here. And I'm going to go into my Salamence. He probably thinks I'm Scarfed, so I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance right here. And that, guys, sorry about that, there was thunder and the dog went nuts. Anyways, so he swaps out of his Darmanitan here as I go for the Dragon Dance. And this, guys, is pretty much the game because we should be able to outspeed this thing. He got a special attack boost, which I believe means he has to be a modest-natured Nihilego, or that means he can't actually speed creep a Salamence. So we should be fine to Earthquake here and win the game. As we go for the Earthquake, and he actually ends up being Sash, which is crazy. And Power Drain comes out, and we live on 4. So we got so lucky there. I believe that was not a roll in our favor, but we ended up surviving. And we get the Moxie Boost. At this point here, we're going to outspeed this Darmanitan 100% and pick up the 2-0 win, a very narrow 2-0 win, but a win nonetheless. Anyways, guys, that is the end of week number 1. Let's move on to week number 2. So here with week number 2, we are facing off against the Toronto Tepigs. If that name sounds familiar, we actually played against these guys in our first ever Wi-Fi league, the UBLN. And he's got a nice team. He's got a team of Tornadus Therian, Goodra, Florges, Lycanroc, Duskwazimus, Magneton, Kangaskhan, Mega Alakazam, Swampert, Volcarona Wazimus, Dhelmise, Weezing, and yeah, so I'm going to start off with my roster, what I actually brought this week. So we have to start off, we have no weaknesses, our Electros with the Salt Vest. We have Volt Switch, Giga Drain, Acid Spray, and Flamethrower. Acid Spray, if you don't know, will lower the special defense of your opposing Pokemon by 2 stages, which is very important because we can then do damage over time, and we're pretty much completely specially defensive to take on that Volcarona because that thing is such a huge threat to us. We then have a Life Orb Nidoking, again, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, Ice Beam, and we have Sucker Punch this week because I needed the priority to handle the what is it called, the Volcarona. So yeah, we then have our Crimson Chin here, the Mega Scizor, U-Turn, Bullet Punch, Swords Dance, and Roost. We're a very weird spread. I'll just list off the spread too. We have 204 HP, 84 attack, 156 defense, 4 special defense, and 60 speed. We're Impish Nature as well. So yeah, honestly, I don't know what it does. We then have Brian, our Arcanine. I need a better nickname for my Arcanines, but we have Toxic, Morning Sun, Flamethrower, and Roar. We're also completely special defensive, again, to handle the Volcarona because that thing is such a big threat to us. We then have our Tapu Fini here, which is modest nature. We have pretty much almost max HP, max special attack, modest nature, Moonblast, Surf, Calm Mind, and Ice Beam with the leftovers. This can do a lot of work. I plan to leave this thing and just get a Calm Mind up. And then we have, of course, our Hawlucha, Pedro's Bodyguard, Misty Seed, Swords Dance, Acrobatics, High Jump Kick, and Roost. So let's get started. My opponent is going to lead, I believe, with the Swampert, if I'm not mistaken. But I go with my Tapu Fini. Yep, I'm going to go for the Calm Mind turn 1, I believe, as he's going to go into his Tornadus, which is an interesting play. And I'm going to go for the, I believe, the Ice Beam right now, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, I go for the Ice Beam, and we do a huge chunk of damage to my opponent, which is awesome. Anyways, he's going to go and switch out now into his Swampert as I go for the Surf, because I had no reason not to. And I can now go for the Moonblast here, and the Moonblast will take him out. And my opponent was kind of salty. He said that that was 2 max rolls, but I don't think it was. He had to be extremely special defensive to have that. Anyways, I go into my Electros to take on the Flash Cannon from the, what is that thing called, Magneton, and I Volt Switch out, predicting the incoming Florges or the Weezing even, and I go into my Nidoking, and I can scare this thing out with the Sludge Wave. And thankfully, we managed to bring this thing down to Sucker Punch range, and Sucker Punch will take out the Tornadus. So that is awesome. 8 turns in, we have 2 KOs. So he's going to go for the Psychic here on my Nidoking. We live that hit, thankfully, and Earth Power come out and do just over half to it. And I don't want to go for the Sucker Punch predicting thing. He's going to go for the Quiver Dance. So I switch out now. I sack off my Nidoking, switch out into my Electros, and I go for the Acid Spray now. And in comes the Florges, which is awesome because Acid Spray will lower its special defense by 2, and now having each Acid Spray do more damage. So I go for the Acid Spray again, but he brings in his Magneton, so good play on his part, as he's going to go for the Volt Switch. And I believe I go for the Volt Switch of my own now, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, I go for the Volt Switch now, and we do a decent chunk of damage to the Florges, and I can go to my Scizor, and I can click the Mega Evolve button and smack him with a, I believe, go for a U-turn here. Yeah, U-turn, and we do a decent chunk to the Magneton, and in comes our Arcanine, especially defensive, of course, and the rest of his Pokemon are all especially offensive. We have Morning Suns, which should be doing really good against that thing. I go for the Flamethrower on the Flamethrower, which is I brought the Flare Blitz now, because everything prefers taking a Flamethrower than a Flare Blitz. But with the Toxic, as he fires off a Wish, and we're slowly going to be chipping this thing down. Hopefully he doesn't have the Aromatherapy. But he goes to the Moonblast, which does absolutely nothing to me, and I roar this thing out into the Weezing, which will catch the Wish, but do absolutely nothing. Anyways, in comes my Electros as he sends in his Floridas, and I can now go for, I believe I go for the Acid Spray here. Or do I? Yeah, Acid Spray, and we're going to bring this thing down, -2 special defense, and I can go for the, I believe I go for the Volt Switch at this point, because he's going to switch out to his Volcarona. Or I go for the Flamethrower actually, my bad. And he's going to catch the Wish, which is very unfortunate because he can go for the Quiver Dance, but he switches out, and I don't know if he's carrying it now, but I go for the Acid Spray once again, lowering its special defense one more time. I'm going to go for, I believe, the Flamethrower once again. As he fires off a Moonblast, crits me, lowers my special attack, and he actually still goes down to the Volt Switch, which is awesome there. And I get some momentum. I can go to my Arcanine, and Arcanine will get some leftovers recovery back as he sends in his Magneton, Volt Switches away, and that confirms me that he is pretty much scarfed. I'm pretty sure at least he is. And in comes the Volcarona. I go for the Flamethrower. He's going to be able to fire off, I believe, the Psychium Z, or no, he switches out, actually, on my Toxic, so good play. Good play. I'm going to go for the Flamethrower once again, if I'm mistaken, as the Thunderbolt comes out, and we just drop that Magneton. It's completely gone. And we're back to 37% as he will send in his Volcarona, fire off the Psychium Z now, and that will take out our Arcanine. But it's okay, I have my Tapu Fini still. Tapu Fini can come out, click the Surf, and he's going to go for the Giga Drain there, and Giga Drain does actually a bit more than I thought it would. So we go for the Surf, and we actually take it out, thankfully, because that was a bit bad. In comes the Weezing. I go for the Surf here, and he reveals to be Red Card, which is kind of interesting. I guess that was his way to handle the Hawlucha. So he goes for the Sludge Bomb on my Mega Scizor, and I'm going to, well, go for the Surf here. I actually switched out into my Electros on the Volt Switch on the U-turn, and I KO this thing with the Volt Switch. There we go. So that is now 2-0 for us with a +6 differential. So we're doing pretty good here. My opponent played well. I think he was kind of disappointed with the way the rolls worked out on Swampert, which really was unfortunate because that was his rocker, I believe. It was actually his only rocker, so he would have gotten off a lot of chip damage from me just from switching around. My team does a lot of switching, so that is kind of unfortunate. But that is it, guys. 30 turns in, and we pick up a 4-0 win. Moving on, though, to our third battle, we are up against Mastodon, and this guy is really good. So we're playing against Mastodon, Gastrodon. I believe he was undefeated at the time, so we're also undefeated, and he is a team of Kartana with Z-moves, Toxapex, Uxie, Crobat, Incineroar, Gallade, Mega Glalie, Zapdos, Hippowdon, Serena, and Xurkitree. Now, to start off, I have a physically defensive Arcanine, which is Aqua Berry, of course, Flamethrower, Toxic, Morning Sun, and Will-O-Wisp. I'm running dual status on this thing because I feel like I need it. It's an amazing check to the Kartana, and that thing is such a threat to me. We then have our Crimson Chin here, Mega Scizor, of course, U-turn, Bullet Punch, Defog, and Roost. We're a very physically defensive set. We then have King James, again, our Life Orb Nidoking, 3 times in a row we're running the same Nidoking, except this time, instead of having the fire coverage, we have Stealth Rock, so we have Dual Stab, Ice Beam, and Stealth Rock. We then have our Salamence, Dragonium Z, Earthquake, Outrage, Dragon Dance, and Fire Fang. Fire Fang is there for the Kartana because I have to get rid of the thing. It's such a huge threat to me. I just have to. We then have no weakness, our Electros, again, Assault Vest, Super Fang, Volt Switch, Flamethrower, and Acid Spray. I'm running Super Fang because I want to chip down the Toxapex and the Uxie. Those things are so bulky, and my team really can't chip them down that well. But moving on, though, we have a newcomer. We have Boots, our Alolan Persian, leftovers, which is a very offensive Persian this week. We have Parting Shot, Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, and Thunderbolt. Now this set should put in a lot of work against this team. So we'll start off. I'm going to lead off with no weaknesses, my Electros, and I'm going to go for, I believe, the Super Fang as he leads off with his Zapdos, and we chip this thing down, the Uxie down to about 50%, which is very important. I'm going to go for the Acid Spray on this thing now, lower its special defense by 2 stages, and I'm going to click the, I believe, the U-turn, if I'm mistaken, or the Super Fang. Acid Spray again, never mind. And I lower the special defense by 2. He goes to the Substitute here, and we should be able to just obliterate the sub no matter what because he's at -2. He switches out now into his Uxie. I go for the Flamethrower once again. We crit him, unfortunately, but he is the Wiki Berry, so he's fine to just recover back a ton of health. He goes to the Recycle. I'm like, oh god, it's this stupid set. Recycle, Wiki Berry. I didn't even know Uxie got Recycle. It's, damn it. Anyways, I lower special defense again, and we managed to get another special defense drop with the Acid Spray, and he's going to U-turn out now into the Zapdos, as I can go ahead and click the Super Fang, predicting the swap out, actually. He's going to go for the Volt Switch now, so right now, No Weeks is just coming in and just chipping down everything on his team, and it's working well. But I go for the Volt Switch there, and he actually, like, procs his Wiki Berry again, which is just incredible. But I have a free swap into my Persian now, and I'm going to click the Nasty Plot here. So I click the Nasty Plot as he goes into his Toxapex. I'm just going to go for that Thunderbolt here. So Thunderbolt comes out, and Thunderbolt does 78% to this thing, which is awesome. As he goes for the Haze, I'm thinking like, okay, this is good. He's not going to go for the the haze again, so I'm going to click the Nasty Plot one more time. Get the Nasty Plot off. In comes his hit power. I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse here. Dark Pulse should do a ton of damage to this thing, but we crit him and we flinch him. So right there, guys, we are very lucky this match because Boots would have taken a ton of damage from this thing, but it would have been 2 KO still, but we would have taken a ton of damage, and I only have leftovers recovery, so he goes for the Crobat. He actually has the special set, which caught me off guard. It really did. And we end up taking out the Crobat, so we would have definitely been gone by now, which is kind of unfortunate for my opponent. But I can go for the Dark Pulse here on the Zapdos. He ends up living the hit, but we flinch him again. I don't know. He would have, we would have been gone by now. So we're getting very lucky. And yeah, like we got lucky this game for sure. But we can basically just finish off the sweep right here because I mean we are a +2 Alolan Persian. We're a very strong Pokemon. I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse here. He actually lives this hit, which is kind of surprising. But he goes to the U-turn into his Toxapex, and this, guys, will end up being the game. I'm going to go for the T-Bolt to finish off the Toxapex, and then I'm going to be able to go for the Dark Pulse to finish off the Uxie, and we're going to be able to pick up a 6-0 win that we really didn't deserve. But, guys, that is how the game goes, unfortunately, for my opponents. But, yeah, look, he was a really good sport about it, so GG. If you guys see him on Twitter, go show him some love. He's a really good guy. Moving on, though, to week 4, the last battle for this video. Our opponent has a really strong team. We're playing against the San Antonio Victory Bells, which we played before in the past. Our opponent has a team of Mew, Hydreigon with Z-moves, Rotom Heath, Tentacruel, Gourgeist, Alolan Dugtrio with Z-moves, Mega Beedrill, Skarmory, Clefable, Meloetta, and Armaldo. Now, I can't really remember much about the team. I'm going to look in my sticky notes just to try and find it if I can. I doubt it will be, to be honest. Oh, did I find it? I did not find it. Never mind. Anyways, so we'll just start off with it. Obviously, I have my Hawlucha here, which is just Hawlucha. Yay, I'm bringing Steelix for the first time. So I'm going to lead off with my Steelix here. And I'm going to click these Stealth Rocks. I'm actually going to switch out now and go into my Tapu Fini because I was picking the Overheat. That he does go for, which is awesome because this thing really does a number to my team because of the Dual Stab. But he goes for the Trick here and he takes my Agua Berry, that's okay. But I go for the Nature's Madness, knock him down to 50%. And at this point, he doesn't really know what to do. He's at -2. He's going to switch out now and go into his Tentacruel as I actually go for the Nature's Madness again, bring that thing down to half. But this thing is kind of interesting. He actually revealed to me later on he was a Scarf, I believe, or was he a Scarf? Yeah, he was an offensive Tentacruel. I think he was actually Scarf. But I go for the Volt Switch on the Rotom Heat, get a crit, doesn't matter at all. And I send in my Salamence here. Now Salamence can go for the Dragon Claw and obliterate this thing, which is awesome. The Agua Berry is now useless, and I get my +1 attack. So he might be thinking I'm Scarfed, but I'm not. I'm going to switch out into my Steelix here as he goes for the Stone Edge, and that does absolutely nothing. And I can now switch out back into my Electros as he goes to the Earthquake. So that's kind of my play here. I want to get a free switch into my Electros, and then I could go for the Flamethrower on this Mew here, which this Mew is so annoying, guys. It's so freaking annoying. He goes to the Knockoff here, takes away my Assault Vest, so I go with the Acid Spray, and now I realize I kind of have to keep this thing alive, but I don't think I do a very good job of it. So he sends in his Dugtrio here as I go for the Volt Switch, so good play on his part, and I'm going to now go for the Flamethrower as he goes for the Stone Edge. And this is a big play because he has Sash, he brings it down to 1%, but we get the burn, and then we take it out. So our Electros would have been gone had we not gotten that burn, but we did, and yeah. Anyways, I send in my Steelix here, his Mega Beedrill will come out, and his Mega Beedrill is such a problem, guys. And it's just such a problem. I'm Rocky Helmet Steelix for that very reason. But with my Electros here, so he runs the Hydro Pump on his Tentacruel Mask. Shows me, yeah, he's pretty offensive. I can't really sweep with this thing, with my Salamence. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake as he sends in his Skarmory. And at this point here, I'm going to click the Flamethrower, and the Flamethrower will bring him down just under half, which is so useful. And I can now click, I believe I go for the Dragon Dance here, if I'm mistaken. Do I? Dragon Dance here? No, I go for the Dragon Claw. So Dragon Claw comes out, and that does nothing to the Mew. That does absolutely nothing, which is incredible. And he's definitely going to have the Ice Beam, so I switch out into my Tapu Fini here as he goes to the Roost. And, God, this Mew is such a huge threat. You have no idea. Oh, my God. He has the Knockoff here. It knocks off my leftovers, and I'm going to go for the Nature's Madness. And I don't know what he thinks I'm going to do. I really can't break this Mew as he has the T-Bolt. So he is actually T-Bolt, Knockoff, Roost, and I believe the Ice Beam, if I'm mistaken. So he goes into, I go into my Steelix now, as he's going to go for the T-Bolt, and that does nothing to me. And I'm just going to go for, I believe, the Stealth Rocks here, if I'm mistaken. No, the Earthquake, actually, never mind. And, look, at this point, guys, I don't know how I'm winning this game because the Mew just stalls me out so hard. I have to get to, like, +4 with my Hawlucha and just go for a game like that. So he goes to the Defog here, gets rid of both rocks on his side of the field, and, he goes into his Beedrill now as I go for the Thunder Punch, and that just obliterates the thing. Oh yeah, Physical Nidoking this week was a lot of fun. But I go into my Steelix here to take the Hydro Pump from the, what is this thing called? Tentacruel is my least expensive member now that the Beedrill is gone. And I go into my Salamence here, going for the Earthquake. Now, I'm going to go for, I believe, the Dragon Dance here. And this is fine by me. I believe I was Dragonium Z or maybe Yachi Berry, one of the two. But I go for the Dragon Claw here, and that is still nothing as he goes to the Ice Beam, and that just obliterates me. Yeah, it was Dragonium Z. That kind of sucks. But I go into my Nidoking, go for the Poison Jab, hoping for the Poison, but then I remember I'm Sheer Force. I can't get Poisons. So I need to hope for a crit, and it's not going to come, guys. I'll be real with you. This Mew is such a pain. It was the most annoying Pokemon the entire run for the season of the IPL. Anyways, he goes to the Roost here, and I'm going to click the Nature's Madness, I believe. Did I go for Nature's Madness? Yeah, on the Tentacruel, and this thing has also proven to be such an annoying pest. But at this point here, we have 2 Pokemon left. I have to go into my Hawlucha here to try and go for the win. I'm going to click the Acrobatics, take out the Tentacruel. I'm going to click the Swords Dance now on the Skarmory. As Skarmory will end up going for the Brave Bird, and that leaves a bit of an opening for me. I'm like, okay, I can potentially win this game. I'm going to go for the high jump kick here. I land it, I take out the Skarmory, and I'm at +2 attack. Who knows? No one knows. I'm going to go for the Acrobatics here, and we do 61% of this thing as it takes me out with the Ice Beam. So I'm like, okay, 39%, 45% I mean. We could take it out. We could beat this damn Mew with this Nidoking, and we don't get the crit, which is unfortunate, but that is the game, guys. My opponent will have to pick up a win here. He can just go for 2 Ice Beams, I believe, and finish me off. So yeah, Ice Beam comes out, and we'll be able to do the work. So unfortunately, we're going to pick up a 1-0 loss in this battle. So we end up our first part being 3 wins, 1 loss, with, I believe, a +11 differential. So yeah, guys, that is the battle. Shoutouts to all the people we played against, guys. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the battles. And yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, I know it was a very long one, but that's kind of what you get with the movie-style format. But if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, comment, of course, subscribe to the channel, and let me know who you think was the MVP for these first 4 matches. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.